fine, and no matter what kind of music you play both balanced and unbalanced chords. And I'd like to talk a little bit about those two things, balanced and unbalanced chords. Have you ever thought about that? Here's a major chord. That's the most common of all chords. It's used in music maybe 60, 70% of the time. 20 or 30% of the time, minor chords are used. They're far more used, major and minor chords are far more used than augmented or diminished chords. And I'd like to show you why, in case you don't know, maybe you do know why, okay? But major chords are unbalanced. Minor chords are unbalanced, while augmented chords are unbalanced and diminished chords are unbalanced. Here's why. A major chord is made out of a major third. A major third is the third note of the scale, or you can count half steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. A major third is 4 half steps. A minor third is 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3. So there's a major third and there's a minor third. Now let me ask you a question. When you play the C chord, what are those two intervals? That's a major third, obviously. What's that? Is that a major third? Sounds very major, doesn't it? But that's because your mind is filling in that note. After having played the C chord, and then if I play just those two notes, your mind is filling in that note, even though I'm not playing it, okay? I'll prove it to you. If I play an E down there, now does it sound major? No, it suddenly sounds minor. Why? Well, because I'm emphasizing that E is the root, not C. If C was the root, it would sound like that. It would sound major, but if I play E, it sounds minor, doesn't it? Here's why. Because between E and G is only a minor third. 1, 2, 3. So we have an unbalanced chord. We have a major third with a minor third on top of it, don't we? A major third and a minor third. Unbalanced. Okay, but we like the sound. We like the sound of unbalanced chords. Now, what about minor? That's unbalanced too, isn't it? It's a minor third with a major third on top. Just the opposite of a major chord. A major chord has a major third on the bottom, a minor third on top, while a minor chord has a minor third on the bottom, major third on top. Okay? So those are the two most used chords. Major and minor. We hear that all the time in our playing. Okay. Now a chord that's used maybe 5 or something like that percent of the time is a diminished chord. It goes like that. In fact, diminished chords are almost always including that note too, and I'll show you why in a minute. Okay. A diminished chord is balanced, isn't it? Even though it sounds kind of we're not really comfortable with leaving that. If I played that note and told you to go to bed, played that chord and told you to go to bed, you'd want to get up and turn it off, wouldn't you? Because it's unbalanced, okay? I mean, it is balanced, but it kind of gives you an eerie feeling, okay? So it's a minor third followed by a minor third. Now the reason that note is often included in that chord is because that's a minor third too. And notice it's a minor third up to the octave note. So we have all minor thirds, very balanced, okay? Now, that's called a diminished seventh chord. And how many diminished seventh chords would there be, do you think? Do you think there's 12 different diminished seventh chords like there's 12 major chords and 12 minor chords? No, there's only 3 diminished seventh chords. Why is that? Watch me go up a half step. That's a different diminished seventh chord. That's a diminished seventh chord, but now, is that a diminished seventh chord? No, all I've done is taken the C off the bottom and put it on top. Okay, so that's why it sounds that way, because it's totally balanced. Now another chord that's totally balanced is an augmented chord. Instead of being made up of all minor thirds like a diminished chord is, it's made up of all major chords. I mean, all major thirds. Major third, major third. And from here up to the octave, what is it? Major third. So it's totally balanced. It's totally balanced. How many augmented chords do you think there'd be? Would there be 12 like major and minor? Or would there only be 3 like the diminished? How many notes are in it? 3. How far to the octave? 8. Or 12 half steps. Okay? So, there is 1, 2, 3. There's only 3, isn't there? I mean, there's only 4, isn't there? Because when I get to that, that's the same chord we started at, just invert it. You got that? So there's 4 different augmented chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we come to the same augmented chord we started at, just inverted, turned upside down. Okay? The augmented chord, by the way, is based on the whole tone scale. The whole tone scale uses nothing but whole tones, and the augmented chords are based on that. So you have that feeling of lightness, or I don't know, some feeling that's created out of that chord. Anyway, that's the difference between balanced and unbalanced chords, and I just thought you'd like to know that, because your major and minor chords that you play all the time are unbalanced, while the chords like diminished and augmented are totally balanced. That's it for today. If you enjoy these kind of tips, come on over to playpiano.com and sign up for our free piano tips. So we'll see you there. Bye-bye for now.